to Egypt, we were supporting and propping up Mubarak for 30 years, even as we were cheering for all the Tahrir Square demonstrators as though we were on their side. It was our government that kept Mubarak in power, just like we've done across the entire Muslim world. And it's amazing for you to say that, well, look at all these Muslims. The minute you give them a little bit of freedom, they go wild and they start being all violent. How can you be a citizen of the United States, the country that has generated more violence and militarism in the world over the last 5 or 6 decades, and say, look at those people over there, they are incredibly violent? We play a significant role in what has been happening in the Middle East because we've been interfering and dominating that region in order to have access to the oil.
I wasn't talking about violence. I was talking about theocracy.
It's always something. Let's move the goalposts. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? Look, for anybody who's just coming on and watching Glenn Greenwald take Bill Maher to town, and that's exactly what Glenn Greenwald just did, okay? This is not about we hate America. This is not about death to America. Not at all. I disavow those kind of chants. This is my home. I don't want death to America at all, right? But we need to speak in reality of what our establishment has been doing in our name as citizens, okay? It's not us doing it. Of course not. Thank you for watching, by the way. Thank you for watching the video. If you happen to like this video, please hit the like button. If you happen to want to keep watching the videos, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you feel like I'm saying anything wrong so far or later on, drop a comment. Let me know. But the fact is, after a long day of work, you went to work and you did what you had to do. And now you're here, you're watching this video. And I thank you again, right? So it's not you in the Middle East that's destroying the Middle East. But the fact is, our establishment does this in our name. And say that they're bringing American values over there. And that's exactly not what they're doing. And it is time that people start waking up to this. So Glenn Greenwald, who is a very well decorated, he's a journalist, a real one. Like, he's the one who broke down like the Edward Snowden, the Snowden files. Okay, talking about the FISA, all of that. Okay, this is a journalist. All right, he's not here to tell lies. So Bill Maher needs to stop too with this theocracy thing. Let's listen to some more.
That doesn't happen here.
No, well, okay, that doesn't happen here, but at the same time, Iran isn't invading lots of other countries and occupying them for a decade.
I know that just made you mad, what you just heard there. Some of y'all are going to hear that, and you're going to be like, like, how can somebody even bring up Iran in any kind of good light? Let's everybody calm down again. It's not about bringing up Iran in a good light. I live in America. I want America to be great, right? That's what I want. But again, I've been told to be, like, oh, they're going to bring, I can't even believe I'm making this video. Like, I'm sorry, because like sometimes I get a little like, should I really discuss this on YouTube? Not because I would keep anything from you guys, but because, but where's the Sharia law that I've been told to be afraid of for 30 years? More than that, but I don't remember it. 30 years, right? So where is it? It's not here. But I know that we have issues with privacy in this country, and I'm just going to leave it right there.
Or are fundamentalist Muslim countries the way the United States is. So these things are interlinked because we are continuously interfering in that part of the world. And so to say
it's all our fault.
This is actually an old clip, though. I don't know how I ran into this, because I think that Joy Reid, and she's so ridiculous. Like, she doesn't know anything. So this would be, if that's Joy Reid, that this would be the time where she should back up Glenn Greenwald and let him cook, right? Because and assist him with the cooking, because this should be all down her aisle, like as far as talking about, like these kind of things, because this is how she talks, right? America's so white supremacy, but she's clearly not educated or something. All right, okay, maybe I'm being hyperbolic. Sorry, she's clearly not secure enough in her information, because he's over there, he can't even take a breath. He's just getting it out. Bill Maher can't get the word in, and she's just sitting there. But it's the same woman who will go on MSNBC and tell you that white people are bad, right? When she knows how bad the country is, and I don't want anybody to think that the country is just bad innate because of their citizens. No, right? She has no problem doing that. That's how all of this is just a big theater. It really is. It's a big theater to keep us divided. We need to start talking about our country in reality.
It's not all our fault, but when you send your military for 6 straight decades into other countries to bomb them, kill their children and women and innocent men,
we weren't
prop
doing
up
that anyway.
dictators,
But you know what,
yeah, you take responsibility for.
She tried to, you see, she knows who she works for. She works for the military industrial complex. This is old footage. She tried to cut off Glenn Greenwald, and Glenn Greenwald kept on talking, right? And what's even better about this footage is that she's viscerally uncomfortable. She's squirming in her. Why are you squirming? Did you put them there? Why are you squirming? Why are you so worked up? Did you put them there? And Bill Maher is already just looking like, F you for telling me the truth. I'd rather be in my theater abused.
For your actions and say, to the extent that that region,
that religion goes back 1,000 years before our revolution. So I don't think.
Okay, so let me, you know what? All right, Bill Maher, you want to go there? Let's go there. And I must be very careful, right? So if we're going to talk about the Muslim religion, now we're going to talk about the Jewish religion, because guess what? Bill Maher is Jewish. And so if you feel comfortable enough to, talk about other people's religion and the theocracy that goes back thousands of years, who are you? Who are you to talk about them like that? Because at the end of the day, if it goes back 1,000 years, you didn't place it there. So what are you talking about? So does Christianity. So I don't understand, right? Like, this has to stop. And what he's saying is that it is a barbaric religion. No, it's not. It's not. But I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Christian who clings close to the word of God and who has had discussions about doctrine with Muslim people, with Jewish people. And there are a lot of similarities, right? And I don't want to get into too much, but what I'm saying is nobody would do that to Bill. How do you feel comfortable to look down on a whole religion? Where did we get like that? We can't do this, guys. Like, it's one thing if it was a religion of like hurting children, and that was like their religion. That's one thing, but that's not what this is. And I know somebody listens like, well, she's certainly worked up over it. Yes, because this is the propaganda that keeps us in forever wars, because they keep telling you that Iran is going to come here and give you Sharia law. But really, how? Woman, and it's the same stories. I have to be careful. Russia's going to come to America, so we need to help Ukraine. Iran is going to come give you Sharia law. So eventually we'll get involved with that. Right? But if you really follow, like, that's what I said, guys, subscribe to the channel, please, because look, these are American issues, because these wars that are happening over there, we're funding them while people are protesting because they're hungry. Anyway, I'm talking about the protests in Pittsburgh, like that. I'm sure I probably posted a video about that already. But the thing is, and I don't mean to just keep on going, but it's just like, come on, we got to wake up. It's the same playbook. And if you go back and you look at the episode that I dropped off, the Joe Rogan one, he's talking to Dave Smith, you'll see that it's already set up. They just give us a story so that we accept the war.
I think we can take all the blame.
I don't think we should. I think we should take a lot of it. And there's lots of bodies and corpses that have been piled up in the name of Christianity and Judaism as well.
Thank you, Glenn, because I appreciate you. And Glenn Greenwald is Jewish, right? And I appreciate that, because I can tell you as a Christian, yes, there are Christians have funded politicians to fund our foreign policy based on some crazy theology. You want to talk about their theocracy? No. Okay. Because everybody does their own thing in Christianity, right? And I found out that there's Christians who feel like these things need to happen in order to bring back Jesus. And I don't want to get religious, right? But I'm just saying, we all have in all of our religions something that we can criticize.
Not recently.
Have you heard of the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza for the last 50 years, motivated in part by extremist views of Judaism, or the wars in Europe, or the fact that there were generals in the United States saying we have to go and invade and destroy Iraq, a country of 26 million people, because our God is bigger? Lots of religions, not just Islam, produce violence.
Well, if I could just make one quick.
And he's right. And Christianity is one of them too. And look, he has self-accountability. The thing is, Glenn Greenwald deals in reality. So, I mean, somebody was looking through papers, government papers, classified documents, and this, that, and the third. So they have a sense of reality where it's like the information is so important that I'm getting. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't play around with it. And it is my duty to call it out. And I'm not, and he doesn't take it personal, like, And that's how I feel like even when I call out like black crime and stuff like that, like it's like, yo, man, I don't have time to get worked up and get emotional. Like, oh, this is racist. They keep arresting black people. They're saying black people commit the crimes. Like, no, man, law and order. Let's get it back. Let's get this country back, man. Let's have some real conversations on how to get this country back.
Point about
That's
Egypt.
so-
We can't keep funding wars. We just can't. Like,
liberal view that all religions are alike because it makes you feel good.
No,
But
it makes you
it's
feel
not
good to
true.
say our side is better. Those
No, it
people
makes
over there
you
are
feel good
primitive
to
and
put a
violent.
crown on your head and say, I'm a good person. How do I
But you
prove
get
that?
you get to ignore the responsibility that your own government has for the violence and instability in the world by saying, look, it's that primitive religion over there that's to blame.
All right, it's time for
Glenn Greenwald is a G, and because Bill Maher can't stand the reality of the fact that, listen, it's not you, the American. Why can't people compartmentalize it? American citizen, it is not you. We can never say that it's you, but it is our establishment, and we need to start holding them accountable because it's just not a good look right now. It's not, okay? And then hold on, sis, look at her. They should, okay. Anyway. I'm sorry. And Glenn Greenwald is there like a bull, like, oh, it's just, that's why, again, I do listen to his lectures. I watch his show when I get a chance, everything, because it's not about, oh, I'm a conservative, so I can only listen to Glenn Beck, Charlie Kirk, what Ben Shapiro, I'm trying to think, all of those people, and I can't listen. Glenn Greenwald is a leftist. Oh, he's a liberal. I'm not going to listen to him. Meanwhile, Bill Maher is a liberal too, by the way. And so I don't even know why he was busting on liberals. Anyway, no, I'm not listening to a liberal. I'm not. No, Gray Zone, Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore, the direct. Look, I need to get my news from different sources and make this thing make sense. Assess the patterns, get the sources, assess the patterns, pattern recognition, and say, looks like we're going in this direction. Or else I'm going to be out here doing weird things, falling for all kinds of different propaganda. And I don't want that for me, and I certainly don't want it for y'all who are watching. And thank you again for watching.